Hello, welcome to How to Prevent and/or De-Escalate a Tense Situation, presented by Gus Bedwell. Imagine for a minute that you and a customer, a friend, or a colleague are engaged in a tense conversation. There are many ways that this situation could go. Let's examine one such situation.
Buzz! Buzz! Ha! You're alive! This is great! Oh! I'm saved! I'm saved! And you'll find you here. He'll take us back to the room, and then you can tell everyone that this was all just a big mistake. Huh? Right? Buddy?
I just want you to know that even though you tried to terminate me, revenge is not an idea we promote on my planet.
Oh, well, that's good.
But we're not on my planet, are we?
No. Okay. Come on. You want a piece of me?
So in this class, we're going to view a situation like that. As you can see, that's a pretty tense situation between Buzz and Woody, and it went probably not the way that we would want most situations to go. So when you're involved in those kind of situations where you're talking back and forth and something seems to be tense, how would you want to prevent or de-escalate that situation? So in this class, we're going to teach how to do that. We're going to discover in our own way how to do that. And the way we're going to do that is through 5 learning objectives. We're going to identify environmental signs during an interaction that could escalate an already tense situation. We're going to break down and examine your own personal qualities and traits that could escalate a situation. We're going to combine knowledge from environmental signs and personal qualities to create a plan for de-escalation. We're going to use that plan to de-escalate a mock situation. And then lastly, we're going to evaluate the structure and effectiveness of your plan used to de-escalate a situation. We're going to break the course down in 5 modules. We'll call Module 1 View and Analyze. What we're going to do is we're going to view a mock scenario, such as what you just did, where the situation was escalated, and we're going to identify traits, signs, cues, or triggers observed during the interaction. Last, we're going to analyze how those signs, cues, or triggers impacted the interaction. For instance, probably Woody got pretty frustrated with Buzz when Buzz decided to attack him and knock him out of the car. Module number 2 is where we're going to develop and examine. We're going to develop a list of our own personal traits that could trigger an escalation in a situation. And we're also going to examine the list of personal traits and create a list of alternative traits that could be used to substitute the trigger ones in tense situations. For instance, if I was to say one of my personal traits is that I like to smile a lot, or another one is that I'm generous, or that I'm funny, that would be an example of personal traits. In Compare and Use, Module number 3 is titled Compare and Use. We're going to compare Module 1's list of environmental signs, cues, and triggers, and Module 2's list of personal traits, and find commonalities between these 2 lists. For instance, if I was to compare Buzz Lightyear as an example to Hannibal Smith from A-Team, some commonalities that I would see is that both of them like to be characters. Both of them like to be the highlight of the show, and both of them have an award-winning smile. Then we're going to use those commonalities and a list of substitute traits that we created in Module 2 to create a list of approaches to de-escalating a tense situation. Module 4 is when we get into design and assess. Here's where we're going to gather information from Modules 1 through 3 and design a plan on how to prevent and de-escalate a tense situation. We're going to assess the elements of the plan to assure it addresses ways to deal with environmental cues, signs, and triggers, and personal traits. And Hannibal Smith's got it right. I love it when a plan comes together. Then in Module 5, we're going to look at implementing, evaluate, and adapt the plan. We need to implement the plan in a mock situation. We're going to evaluate how the plan affected the situation, adapt areas needing adjustment to improve upon ways to de-escalate or prevent a tense situation. And then lastly, I just want to note that adapting or evolving a course of action is a key to learning new ways to de-escalate a situation. Here's a short video about what happens when a plan comes together.
What's it say?
It says, I love it when a plan comes together.
So you know what? Let's begin with the course. Our team's ready. Are you guys ready?